Okay, so last week there was this very hot news about how the customs department seized more than 50 ultra luxury cars for unpaid road tax, amongst them a Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Now, of course, Malaysia's road tax calculating system is been source of much debate. A lot of people, me included, have argued that the current formula of calculating road tax against engine displacement is just outdated. It's irrelevant. But of course, that does not negate the fact that, hey, you drive Rolls Royce, you drive Bentley, you drive Lambo, please be able to afford the road tax. Lah. But that's not the point that I'm trying to defend or argue against here. What I really am looking to dissect is that, is it really time for us to reconsider the way we structure the whole road tax system? Because, yes, right, back in the day, your engine size does roughly correlate to the price of your car and also the wealth of that person. But always bear in mind that as time progresses, all these cars gradually get passed down, get sold at lower and lower prices. Let's say that, for example, for a 6-liter car, maybe at the start, that 5-figure road tax makes sense. But when the car is depreciated to 50K, 60K, 5-figure road tax no longer makes sense, right? And you probably be saying, you no money, you don't buy big CC car. But look at it this way. I'll give you an example. Let's just say, like, my friend's been trying to sell his Porsche Cayenne. Until now, no takers. Okay, so the thing is, one of the main reasons is because his Cayenne Turbo, really, people scared of the road tax. But right now, Cayenne Turbos are in 50, 60,000 ringgit price brackets. And what's going to happen is that some of these cars, they will just be stuck with their current owners and cannot move. So the thing, what I would say is this, the whole idea about re-evaluating road tax based on the market value of the car makes sense, because what this means is that it ensures that whatever road tax the car pays is always on par, on parity with the purchasing power of the people who can afford buying into these cars. Now, what this means is that it also enables these cars to be more liquid in the market. So just imagine that right now, your 6-liter Bentleys, your 6.75-liter classic Rolls Royce and whatnot, right? Now that their road tax is no longer tied to their engine size, but tied to how much these cars are worth, that allows their resale value actually, number one, to stabilize. And fact of the matter is this, for the car market entirety to prosper, I don't care you're talking about a new car or used car, right? One of the important elements is that you must ensure that current car owners are able to sell off their cars. Okay, so let's put it this way. Right now, a lot of Bentley 6-liters are down to 60K, 80K, right? But their road tax, all right, it's still at the price point where it is for the 1 million, 2 million ringgit. But here's the thing, people who can afford to pay Bentley road tax, who can afford to pay Rolls-Royce road tax, they are not shopping in the 60 to 80,000 ringgit price bracket. Okay, so what this means is that all these 5-liter cars, 6-liter cars, right? If we do not think of ways to adjust the road tax, these cars cannot find new owners. And as a result, there is less liquidity in the market. Whereas if you turn it around, every car's road tax is tied against its market value. What this means is that these cars will be able to move easier, there will be more liquidity, and this in turn triggers better purchasing power in the car industry, and therefore allows more cars to be transacted, and therefore allows for a more vibrant economy, a more vibrant industry. Then you'll be asking, how do you talk about market value? Very simple. Insurance. Tie it against the insured value. This is something that Bobby has suggested before, and it makes absolute sense. See, let's put it this way. And people will be saying, some people will cheat the insurance and underinsure the car. Yes, there is that possibility. But insurance companies are not dumb. As I mentioned before in recent videos, number one, insurance company will not allow you to insure your car above its market value. And number two, if such a requirement is in place, right, government can also mandate that insurance company cannot insure your car below, like maybe a more than 20% below market value. And because right now your road tax renewal is already tied with insurance anyway, you cannot renew road tax without insurance. So why not streamline the process? Still, people have to first renew their insurance, and then when you renew road tax, instead of declaring engine capacity, the system can read, okay, this car insured at what value, and then the road tax is therefore a percentage of the insured value. And coming back to the argument that, what if people underinsured? Let's put it this way. You may think that, okay, I can shortcut this by underinsuring. But really, do you really dare? If let's say like your car is worth 200,000 ringgit, you underinsure it for at 50,000 ringgit just to save on road tax. You can. There are people who want to do it, but if your car kena accident or total loss, insurance company will only pay you based on a value of 50 ringgit. So you weigh the pros and cons, whether is it worth cheat or not, all right? And what I would say is this: when the road tax is tied to the car's market value, it is tied to the purchasing power of the people who buy the car. What this means is also that it allows more people to afford the road tax of the car, and long term, this may actually lead to more revenue from the government. Okay, because more people can afford to pay road tax, ma. So let's put it this way. I believe road tax is something that if you're in a position to afford paying it, most people will pay it. Why? Because it gives you peace of mind. And it's very malu to drive around in a car with the energy that I can't afford to pay the road tax. You don't want to be in that position where, drive Rolls Royce cannot afford to pay road tax. You better go and drive a Proton, right? At least you can afford to pay the road tax. You can afford to keep the car road legal. So the thing is, this is where I seriously think by rethinking the whole road tax structure, this may actually lead to more revenue for the government. People will be more willing to pay their road tax, and the spillover effect is that more of these old big capacity engine cars can now transact, can now move on. So let's put it this way. Okay, another example. Cars like old Ferraris or 911s never depreciate below 200,000 ringgit. Never depreciate below 300,000 ringgit. So if your road tax is a percentage of that value, wouldn't it make sense, right? People who can afford 200,000 ringgit, 300,000 ringgit cash to buy a 911, let's just say that you set road tax at, I don't know, 1% or 2% of the car's insured value. Let's say 1%. That's 2,000 ringgit. Doesn't make more sense that way? And let's say, like, for example, a 20,000 ringgit or 30,000 ringgit car, 1%, 2%. That's 200 ringgit, 300 ringgit. Makes sense, ma? It's still in line with what people are paying nowadays. Okay, but what it does is that it unlocks a whole new segment of car that now can start paying road tax again. Because I believe that a lot of all these 5-liter cars, 6-liter cars that people stop using, they're also not paying road tax anyways. You are not earning money from it anyways. So why not come up with a system where instead of you insist on that FLIR paying that 30K, 40K road tax a year, and which they end up don't pay, why not create something that will at a minimum extract 500 ringgit, 600 ringgit from them? Makes more sense, right? So that's my thoughts on the Malaysian road tax system. Do comment below. What are your thoughts? Share with me if you have an old car which you are paying a lot of road tax for. How would it impact you? If let's say if we were to switch the road tax system from calculating against engine capacity to just say 1% of your car's insured value, how would that impact for you? Let me know in the comment section below. And lastly, a quick announcement. If you want personalized car buying advice from me, tapping into my 15-year experience in the car industry, well, I've got good news for you. I have developed a virtual car buying advisor. Link is in the description section below. You can check it out. This is an add-on to my car budgeting blueprint. This is an actual car buying advisor in which I program all my opinions, all my guidelines, all my views, right? 15 years working in the car industry to give you advice on what is the best car to buy based on your requirements, your income levels, your budget. What is it that you're using the car for? And if at the end of it, if the AI is able to help you arrive at the car that you want to consider, you need help to source for a car, the AI will lead you to a custom WhatsApp link, which you can click and send a pre-filled WhatsApp message to my team, and we will help you find the car that you want. Okay, and of course, before I go off, if you need help to sell your car and get a bit more money back out of it, you can also fill in the form in the description section below. And just a quick preview, my next AI assistant will actually be an advisor on what's your best approach to sell your car based on your car's current market value, based on your loan balance, how urgently do you need money. So this is what I'm working on, downloading my 15-year experience into AI so that I can help more of you better. Okay, so that's it from me today. Until my next video, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.